Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for Game Week 3 and the transfers that I'm thinking of making. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's quickly go over my Game Week 2 final score. A horrendous game week once again. Like I said, this is the worst start to an FPL season I've ever had. Finished on 45 points, 6 points below the average, and I did somehow get a red arrow. I didn't think it was possible. I was like 6.8 mil in the world, but I did get a red arrow to 7 mil in the world. Now I'm at 7.1 mil. But yeah, not a great game week. Sanchez with 3 points, Porro with 5 points, Williams with 2 points. Diouf somehow came away with some points in that absolute battering by Chelsea. And then Esteve came off the bench for Palmer, bringing me 6 points. Again, no idea what happened there. I definitely started Esteve, but for some reason, when I went onto my team selection after the deadline, he was on my bench with Dubravka. It wasn't a great situation, so I got quite lucky with the Palmer injury. But then again, Palmer may have got more in that game against West Ham. It's hard to say, who really knows, but either way, I know in my head I definitely started Esteve, but it is what it is. It all worked out in the end. Salah captaincy, 10 points. I mean, the assist was just if it wasn't for Szoboszlai doing that dummy, then he wouldn't have got anything. But that was the additional points that I got on the Monday game, Newcastle against Liverpool. Bruno Fernandes missing the penalty, but did get the DEFCON point, so basically finished on 2. And Jai picking up the 8 points. I still need to find out if he's injured or not. He came off on like the 60-something minute, which isn't ideal. I am definitely pretty sure I'm going to wildcard in Game Week 4 over the international break and stuff. I just need to sort this team out because I don't want Bruno Fernandes in my team after this week. I don't want Njai if he's going to be coming off on the 60th minute. You know, Strand Larsen's not really working out. There's players as well like Diouf that I need to get rid of. You know, Mark Guy, stuff like that. If Palmer's out, you know, there's things like that I have to figure out. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Rodgers picking up the 2-pointer. Strand Larsen picking up the 2-pointer. Watkins picking up the 2-pointer. Dubravka with the 6 points. Palmer with 0. Mark Guy with the 1-pointer did come off the bench, and then Konza was red carded, so did not play in that game. Again, I've only had one attacking return from an outfield player, from a forward or midfielder that isn't Mo Salah, which is Njai, who picked up that goal at the weekend. So yeah, it's kind of just the Salah show at the moment, which doesn't really matter because everybody captains him anyway. But I would like something from Rodgers, Watkins, Strand Larsen, Bruno Fernandes, something like that, just to kind of start my season properly, like get off the mark for a little bit, because right now we're not in a great spot. But either way, that's how I finished Game Week 2. Let's take a look at how the team is looking for FPL Game Week 3. So this is what the team is currently looking like for Game Week 3. I've got Sanchez in goal, who's got Fulham at home. I mean, after that Grimsby loss midweek, I'm a little bit tempted to play Dubravka. You never know, because if Grimsby can score 2 against them, then maybe Dubravka goes and keeps a clean sheet or something. Who knows? Either way, though, Sanchez, Fulham at home. Some pretty nice fixtures still for Sanchez. Brentford away, United away, Brighton at home. Not terrible. Feel like I would like to change him relatively soon, though. But either way, Sanchez with Fulham at home. Got Nico Williams, who's got West Ham at home. A very, very nice fixture. West Ham just do not look very good at all at the moment. They've conceded 8 so far in 2 games. So hopefully we can add to that and make it double digits. As a Forest fan, I hope we absolutely batter them. Konza coming through with the Crystal Palace at home fixture. He is gonna, I think, slot straight back into that team. I think Pau Torres had a pretty poor game against Brentford. So yeah, I think Konza goes straight back into the team. Who again, I quite like him for that Palace fixture. And if he could get like a goal or something, that'd really help me out. Pedro Porro with Bournemouth at home as well. I quite like the back line there. Everybody's got home fixtures, all relatively good fixtures as well. I think the Bournemouth fixture is probably the most trickiest one, but Spurs have kept 2 clean sheets so far this season. They've been very, very good defensively and going forward, and one of those was against City away, which is arguably one of the hardest fixtures of the season. So if they can keep a clean sheet away at City, you'd like to think they'll keep a clean sheet at home to Bournemouth. But Bournemouth have been very good as well, especially the likes of Semenyo, Senesi, players like that have really been solid so far. But either way, those are the defenders and the goalkeeper. In midfield, we've gone for Bruno Fernandes, who's got Burnley at home. Mo Salah's got Arsenal away. Palmer's got Fulham at home, but again, we need to figure out if, you know, we get some information from the press conference for him. Njai's got Wolves away, and then Rodgers with Crystal Palace at home as well. So not a terrible midfield at all, but obviously Palmer might be out, Njai might get hooked early. you know, and Salah's got Arsenal at home, which is a very difficult fixture. So suddenly it becomes not as good. But on paper, it doesn't look too bad. And then I've got Watkins, who's got Crystal Palace at home, and then Strand Larsen, who's got Everton at home as well. I do currently have the captaincy on Watkins. I'm really toying between Bruno Fernandes and Watkins. Like, Fernandes is just playing so deep, and he's not even on every single set piece anymore. You know, and Mbeumo and Cunha have been taking a few of the corners. He's so deep in that midfield. You know, he's playing as a CDM most of the time. And his only, like, good thing is penalties. Like, yeah, he scored the 2 against Grimsby, but the one that mattered against Fulham, he went and bloody skied it, so it doesn't even matter. I'm pretty sure he's still going to be on penalties. I mean, both Cunha and Mbeumo missed their penalties. Well, I mean, Mbeumo scored one, missed one. Cunha took one and missed it. So, yeah, I mean, they are both relatively good penalty takers, and they both missed. Fernandes scored 2, so it's one of those. I'm pretty sure he's still going to stay on penalties, but it is a little bit annoying that, you know, the one penalty I've had so far, you know, he's missed it. Whereas Watkins, I mean, I feel like Villa are going to come good at some point. I've got this triple Villa, and they've been absolutely woeful at the start of the season. But I could see this being a fixture where Watkins just goes big and gets a goal or two, like a goal and assist or something like that. So I am kind of going against the Bruno Fernandes hype. I know a lot of people that have him are captaining him this week, but I know it's against Burnley, but United are just terrible at the moment. They just lost against Grimsby. They should have conceded 3. You know, that third goal wasn't offside. Am I really going then captain him against a... Am I really going to go and then captain him against a Premier League team? I know they've just been promoted, but Burnley are a better team than Grimsby on paper. Am I going to go captain him against the team where he's going to play deep in that... Like, I don't know if I'm going to. I think Watkins, who might also be on penalties, could just be a better pick this week. So I think I'm just, like... I need to do something different. I know it could go wrong. Like, Fernandes could go and smash it and get like a goal or 2. And he is obviously one of those players that probably is going to get DEFCON points as well. So that's always going to help, especially if they keep a clean sheet as well. You know, DEFCON and clean sheet, that's 3 points right there, which becomes 6 points as a captaincy. You know, that's suddenly like a 10-pointer or something if you get the 4 points from just the playing points. So suddenly that's not too bad. You know, that's what my captain Salah got this week, last week, should I say. Actually, no, it was on Monday, never mind. So yeah, kind of umming and ahhing about doing that, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Then on my bench, I've got Dubravka, who's got Man United away, Diouf, who's got Forest away, Stev, who's got Man United away, and then Mark Guy, who's got Brentford at home. So that's what the current team is looking like. Let's take a look at the transfers for Game Week 3. So in regards to transfers, nothing in the bank, 2 free transfers, and I kind of need to decide what to do with the news we get about Palmer, because it's a really tricky one, because Palmer will be back after the international break, I'm pretty sure, because what we know about it is he's had a scan and it's not as bad as we thought or something. So Fulham might come a little bit too quickly for him, but then after the international break, you know, 2 weeks of recovery, he should be fine. And then he's got Brentford away, Man United away, and Brighton at home, which are 3 good fixtures for Palmer. So you kind of umming and ahhing about it. If I were to make some transfers this week, if I was to get rid of Palmer, I would probably sell Palmer and sell Mark Guy and bring in somebody like... I mean, I quite like Semenyo, but I've then got him playing against Porro, so probably won't do that. So I'll have to bring in a midfielder who's got some decent fixtures. Now, I'd like to bring in Gakpo, but I feel like that's a week early as well. But I'd probably just bench him against Arsenal, and then I'd have as a striker, I'd bring in Chris Wood, because then I'd have a 3-4-3 this week with Rodgers, Njai, Salah, and Bruno Fernandes. And then I'd also have Watkins, Chris Wood, and Strand Larsen. And then next week, I would have, I would then bench Chris Wood probably, who's got Arsenal away. And then I'd have Gakpo and Salah against Burnley away. But the transfer window doesn't close until after this game week. And if they do sell Isak, if they do sign Isak, which I think is more likely now because Newcastle have just brought a brand new striker, then suddenly Gakpo doesn't become as good. Ekatike suddenly doesn't become as good. So I can't really make those moves. If I am wildcarding in Game Week 4, though, which I might do, it potentially doesn't even matter. So it's one of those, like, I don't want to wildcard, but I feel like my team definitely needs it because I've got so many issues, because I'll then want to get rid of Bruno Fernandes in Game Week 4, who I could easily get rid of for somebody like a Semenyo. That will give me more money in the bank. But then I've got, like, such an issue in defense because I've got no good fixtures coming up for any, like, for Diouf or Estev for a while. And then I've got suddenly Nico Williams playing Arsenal away in game week 4. It's just all kind of, there's too many bad fixtures coming up for the transfers that I have. And then especially if Palmer's back in game week 4, it just feels silly to get rid of him. So, I mean, maybe this week I just use one transfer and get rid of somebody like Diouf, so at least I can play him. I need somebody who's got a good fixture in game week 3 and game week 4, because then he can play in this week if Palmer's out, and then in game week 4 he can play instead of Nico Williams. So that is also something I could do, and it'll only cost one transfer as well. However, though, there's not really that many defenders that I like the look of that have got a good game week 3 and a good game week 4. I am kind of getting drawn towards Newcastle defenders because they've got Leeds away and then Wolves at home. But I need a 4.5 mil Newcastle defender, so I don't know how much Dan Burn is. So Dan Burn's 5. You know, if I go to the Newcastle defenders, I don't know if there is one that is 4.5. Livermento's 5, Burns 5, Shaw's 5.5, Trippier's 5, Hall's 5.5. You know, there's nobody that's 4.5 that's going to play. So suddenly Newcastle just don't become options. So I can't go with that. So again, I need to somehow find somebody that's under 4.6 mil. Again, that I could bring in maybe another. I could go double Spurs defense, because then they've got West Ham in game week 4, which is quite nice. And there's not really any other teams that I like the look of. So yeah, I think for this week, if I do make a transfer, which I think I have to do, I can't really roll unless Palmer is deemed fit. Then it's fine, because I can just play Konza, Nico Williams, and Porro. But I don't think he's going to be. So I will have to make a defender transfer, and I think I'll get rid of Diouf for Van der Ven or Spence, and then I just play one of those. I mean, they've got really good fixtures coming up anyway. They've got Bournemouth home, West Ham away, Brighton away, Wolves at home, Leeds away. I don't mind playing double defense against any of those teams, especially like West Ham. In game week 4, that's going to be a perfect situation. So I think it is just going to be a Diouf out for, I'm literally just doing this as I'm making this video, but I think Diouf out for Spence or Van der Ven. It signed me out for whatever reason there. But yeah, Diouf or Van der Ven, I think will be the replacement, because it's only going to cost one transfer, and then I'll have obviously a couple more kind of going in to the international break to sort other situations out, and that gives me, you know, cover for my defense for a while. I don't like playing double defense, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So I don't know. That's probably what I'll do. But either way, we'll see what happens with Palmer. If Palmer's fine, I'll probably just roll the transfer again, because then I need more transfers to get rid of like Bruno Fernandes and stuff. Because then, to be fair, in game week 4, and to be fair, I probably will do that, because then I'll get rid of Bruno Fernandes in game week 4, and then downgrade him to somebody, and then that'll allow me to upgrade, you know, Mark Guy or something to somebody else as well. So yeah, I will probably do that. That sounds like the smartest option for me, and just play a 4-4-2 this week if Palmer's out. So I will start Palmer, but if he's out, then obviously Van der Ven will just be first on the bench. But anyway, that's everything from me. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new. What are your game week 3 transfers like? Let me know. And until next time, peace.